Hi guys, and welcome to another tutorial from Final Cut Pro X Tutorials YouTube channel. And we're in Blender again, and we're going to do a little bit more work on the extruding along a path. So in my last tutorial I showed how to do a basic extrusion along a path to create a shape. Now what we're going to do is develop that further. So we're going to start off again with our NURBS curve. I'm going to go to the top view, and this is all covered in my last tutorial, so I'm just going to whiz through this. Endpoint U, we'll go into our edit mode, create the shape of the path that we want to extrude along. Okay, and back into object mode, and we'll create a NURBS circle. Just move that out of the way, we'll scale it, back to our curve, and our bevel object will be the NURBS circle. So there we now have our circle extruded along the path. Scale that down a little bit, and we're going to hide that circle as we no longer need to see it. We're going to change that to our pipe diameter, and our NURBS curve will be our pipe path. Okay, so now we have our circle extruded along the path. Now I want to add some thickness to this. At the moment it's very thin. It doesn't look like a very realistic pipe because the walls are too thin. So what we're going to do first of all is convert this into a mesh object. So that's Alt C, mesh from curved surface there. So now this is a mesh object, and we go over into our edit mode. You'll see that now we have all of these vertices which are selectable. So we'll just go back to object mode, and we'll come to our modifiers, add modifier, solidify. Now what the solidify modifier does is it creates a more solid object out of this, and we can change our thickness. As you see there, we can actually now begin to give the pipe some thickness either inside or outside, so it gets some depth. So now the pipe actually has some thickness. It looks like a bit more of a realistic looking pipe, and we can choose various fill options, even thicknesses. We can flip on normal so the inside becomes the outside. We can choose to only thicken the rim, so that would give us a lipped object. You can choose whether to fill the rim or not. So if you choose not to fill the rim, then you end up with this like double wall. You can see it's hollow in between. So that is how we add some thickness to our pipe using that modifier. If we come back over into edit mode, you'll see that we can now select, if I go into edge selection there, and we want to select edge loop, so Control L, because we want to select a loop around there. So we'll go select and edge loops there. So now we have this edge loop selected. We can extrude this out. So we'll go to our tools, extrude, edges only. You see now we can begin to pull out our path. So we'll pull out a section of the path like that, and then we're going to go to scale, so we'll hit S, and when we scale that down, you can see we can begin to taper off our path there. So I'm going to extrude again, scale again, extrude again, extrude another time, and we'll scale, making that bigger. Extrude again, scale, and then we'll do one last extrusion. We'll scale that down like so. There. So now we've created some kind of connector on the end of our hose there. So that is basically how you can begin to develop your pipe shape, to have connectors on the end and various other forms that you might want using the extrude tool. So this could then be connected into our model or into some kind of socket, so we would have a hose or a pipe which is plugged into our model. So that hopefully answers the question that I had on the YouTube channel about how to create these hydraulic hoses that we did in our sci-fi helmet. Hope you found this video useful. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.